Hello everyone! Happy Wednesday! Welcome, welcome. Drop in, say hi, let me know you're here. Here we are. Hi everyone. Oh, okay, Wednesday can begin. So nice to see you all here today. I'm super excited because today is the chocolate box. It's our whole world inside of one box. Not entirely true. It's our core facial collection in one box, which is everything except the Happy Galaxy. So you've got the Honey Mud, the Blue Cocoon, the Problem Solver, the Clean Dirt, the Youth Dew, the Jasmine Garden, the Pendulum Potion. It's everything. And I'm super excited because today I'm just going to show you every bit of it. So if this arrived at your house, it looks like this. It starts with that. So we've got a little booklet here. So when you get this, it is helpful to hang on to this because it's got all the things that are on the box, so you don't have to keep, you don't have the little boxes when you get the minis. And so having this to have a quick reference for the ingredients, how to use it, really, really helpful. So hold on to that. And then the minis themselves. Super cute. Also, when you get these are packed in here so super tight. So some of you have said when you open it, they're actually hard to get out. So I want to show you that right away because we made this so that you can travel with this all over the world. It can go in your bag when you fly on your grand life adventures, when you go away for your weekend trips. It's beautiful as a gift to anyone to send it anywhere. But we designed this so that it's really, really, truly safe for traveling. The interior is all padded. These are stuck in there quite solid. So even though these are teeny tiny cutie little glass vials, they're super safe and protected. So I love this. You can refill this over and over and over. But some of them are tricky to get out. So if that happens for you, just get a little spoon and you can just kind of pry them under if your fingers can't get in there. So especially if you are older or have any joint issues or trouble making a pinch, I know that is true for a lot of people. So the balance between actually truly protecting these and having you be able to get in there too. Hopefully we met that balance, otherwise there's tricks. It's like putting on a hard shoe. So sometimes you need to give it a little bit of help. But let me show you underneath. So each one of these has the little cutout where everything fits in. So the little vials just drop right in there. They're just perfect. So this entire collection, it's the 7 core facial products, which again is everything except the Happy Galaxy. So everything that I use every single day of my life, every single week of my skincare is in this box. Many of you asked about the Happy Galaxy, if it would be joining. No. So I know that's a bummer. I know it's a super bummer, but there's 7 pieces in this collection. It's $70. It's super easy, and it's truly everything that you need for your facial needs. This is all that I've used for the past decade. The Happy Galaxy just got here. So treat yourself to all the love with this first. If you do want the Happy Galaxy, just know that the chocolate box ships without samples. So if you order the chocolate box all by itself, in the US it ships free. So just know that $70, 70 samples, and it ships free in the US. For international shipping, we do ship all over the world. There's a few countries that we don't ship to. So if you go to our shipping page, you can learn more about that. But we ship almost everywhere in the world. And for international, it's $30 flat rate, or for purchases of 200 or more, it's free. So if you do want a sample of the Happy Galaxy to go along with your chocolate box experience, there's a couple things you could do. One, you could add a full-size treat, which would automatically give you your favorite in supersize. and will allow you to add 2 additional samples in addition to your full size and the chocolate box in your cart. Or if you want it to be a smaller investment, even just adding our treatment brush or bowl will take you to that. Adding those to your cart will allow you to add the samples too. And the Happy Galaxy is available as a sample at our cart right now. So go to Lindstrom.com, fill your cart with all your favorites. You can select the Happy Galaxy and anything from the core collection there as our always gift to you too with every order. But today we're going to talk about these heroes, the 7 core must-have pieces that I never ever miss in my own personal ritual. And I thought the best way to do that would be to just go through each one at a time and show you exactly how much is in them, show you what the full size looks like, show you what the mini looks like, show you how to use it. If there's mixing tips or tricks, I'll give you the mini version for our minis. And what I'd really, really suggest is that when you bring the chocolate box home, you introduce 1 new treat at a time. Really, really spending the time with each of these formulas to understand how it works, how it feels on your skin, what the sensations are, what the smells are, what they do to the actual texture, appearance, feeling, comfort of your skin, so that you can learn how to mix and match and adapt to meet your unique needs. So we're all really different. Some of you will be able to jump in and try the entire collection all at once, layered up the way that I'm going to do today. Most of you, that's not the best move. Most of you, I really encourage you to go 1 at a time. And while I'm going to do an overview today, what I'd love is for you, when you go to use the clean dirt, for example, instead of just listening to this piece, I want you to take a deep dive. If the clean dirt is the first thing that you're introducing, go to our video tab, find the Clean Dirt Deep Dive Live. Go all the way in, because I'm telling you, there's so much information to share that will make your experience, your results, your pleasure, your skin, your entire relationship to yourself so much better when I can go deep with you. And there's just not room to do 7 products to their fullest in this hour together. So as you explore, introduce 1 at a time. If you're not sure what order to start in, use us. care@maylindstrom.com, or send us a DM, leave us a comment, give us some way to follow up with you. We are here for you. What we love, love, love more than anything is individual care. So once you get into our orbit and we're able to actually be in relationship, talking about you, your skin, your history, the products that you've loved, the ones that you're so about, the ones that didn't work for you at all, how to use them, how to love them, how to tune in so you know, is this a Pendulum Potion morning? Is this a Clean Dirt morning? Is this a Honey Mug morning? Do I go for the Blue Cocoon first? Do the Youth Do first? Mix them together. These are all things that happen over time, and we can guide you. For now, I wanted to cover just a couple questions, and then we'll go right into the box. Okay, so the most important part right off the bat, just want you to know, again, $70 for the entire collection for 7 pieces. Free shipping in the US, $30 flat rate for international, and you can get to free shipping by adding things. No Happy Galaxy in there. These are not available for sale individually. You can only get them as a full collection like this in the chocolate box, or choose 2 with every order, your gift from us. Every order at maylindstrom.com, full-size orders. If you want to add more samples to this, just add a full-size product to your cart. You'll see the samples appear, and then you can add them there too. People ask, what is the shelf life of the samples? So for the full-size products, on the bottom of every bottle, you will see our made fresh dates. So this is a full size of the Blue Cocoon, and you'll see on the bottom here our made fresh dates. If it'll focus, you'll see this one was made fresh in February. It's March. So that's pretty amazing. And we love that. It's true of our minis too. These are individually hand-filled. They take forever. They're an incredible pain in the ass. They are super worth it because it's how we get this into your hands and onto your face. The best way to experience the best of us is by actually experiencing us. So they are refillable. Every one of them is. So even, look, our little cutie jasmine garden, if you had made your way through this, all you would need to do is screw off the top and you can just fill it right back up. Same with all of the jars, all of the vials, everything from the blue cocoon to the problem solver is refillable. So that's really, really sweet. Someone asked why we don't use the Miran glass for the minis. Oh, I wish I could. So the reason why is they're not available. These sizes, they don't make in the Miran. So they only go down to, we could do just the blue cocoon and the problem solver with it, but they don't have the tiny vials for the youth do. They don't have the size that we need for the Pendulum Potion or the Jasmine Garden. So it just becomes a territory where the next size up that Miran offers is travel size. So a handful of years ago, we did a limited edition travel collection, which was wonderful. But honestly, the sizing is between the full size and the travel size isn't enough to justify the price difference without just doing weird things to what things cost and charging you way too much for what's not a full size. And so what I'd rather do is give you these minis for the most approachable price we can possibly do this at, with the amount of human touch involved in hand filling every single one of these vials with the most hyper fresh ingredients on the planet, shipping them fresh from our studio and offering the free shipping and the full collection. So I love that someone says yes, or please bring the travel sizes back. The travel sizes cost so much, you don't want me to. You don't want me to. I'm just telling you. The minis are to get you to experience this, for you to go, my nose loves it, my skin loves it, let's get in there and get the real experience. You're never gonna get the full experience from a mini. If I promise you that, I'm a liar. So what I'm going to show you is how to test it so you can use it for yourself, so you can figure out your own compatibility, what you're most excited about, so you can go into the full size with confidence. Okay. One more final thing. Oh yes, what's the shelf life of the sample? So for the full size, everything's dated super fresh. We put the birthdays on there for transparency. The full size we recommend use within 1 year of opening. That's pretty standard. The thing that we also ask is that you open as close to when it arrives as possible. So we're often paying 10x for our ingredients in order to get them as fresh and direct as we can from the source, from the best vendors in the world. I mean, we really, really go over the top with our ingredients, and that's why we make such a huge deal out of freshness. And so because we make such a big deal out of freshness, you've got so much room to play. You've got months and months and months where you don't have to worry about it at all. This is especially true in the full size. They're in the Miran glass, they're light protected, they're largely air protected. These are waterless formulas for the most part. They are so powerful and potent and fresh, magnificent, don't worry about a thing. The minis, however, are still glass, so it's still very protective, still a certain amount of light protection. Storing it in your box keeps it extra light protected and safe. Another reason to keep it there outside of your travels. But they don't stay as fresh. And so I really encourage you, especially with minis, and this would be true even in the smaller Miran packaging. The smaller the package, the faster there's air exposure and everything else. And so what I would encourage is, one, when it arrives, open it, use it, enjoy it. This is the time to treat yourself. And if you're anything like me, when you push purchase, you're excited. By the time it arrives to your house, maybe slightly less excited. And if you have waiting weeks or months before you even pull these out, it's gonna be pretty hard to motivate into trying something new. And so let the excitement move you. When you come across a skin treat that you just know is going to be so delicious for your skin. You've read everything about it, you've researched the ingredients, you've looked up all the reviews, you've talked to people, you're coming from a trusted source, right? You're ready to dive in. You've picked up the blue cocoon. When you get it home, I don't want you to just slather it on your face. I want you to really set the mood. To come here, to cleanse, to come back to your skin, to melt it between your palms, to really, really massage and breathe and feel it. And I want you to know all the tricks. I want you to know that massaging it into the wet skin is actually a huge key to its efficacy. It's a massively important thing to do. If you put this on dry skin, just, you know, going along, whatever, it'll feel good. It's going to smell good. It's going to be great. But for you to really, really get the benefits from each of these formulas, each of which is its own unique creature, there's a little more time. So set the mood to spend the time. Each time you go to introduce a new treat, call up the post-purchase email that comes after you order with us. There's all kinds of tips and tricks in there. You'll get them both when you order full sizes and when you receive the chocolate box. You want to go into all of those tips. You want to watch every live. Really, I'm not saying that so you just watch me on camera constantly, because there's no point in that. But if I could come to each of your homes and personally introduce you, this is what I would do. I would talk about what I talk about in each of these individual deep dive product lives. And I can't today, there's just not room. So please do go and revisit those. I'm buying the chocolate box as a gift. Is there anything you can do to make things extra special? Always, yes, yes. First off, the chocolate box comes already super giftable. It comes in this beautiful, beautiful gift box. All orders ship fresh from our kitchen lab. Everything's super, super hyper fresh. All of our orders come with a beautiful handwritten note, an affirming message. If you want that to be customized, all you have to do is tell us. In the notes box at our cart, we can personalize any message for you. It can come from me, it can come from you, it can say whatever I'm saying, it can say whatever you'd love to say to the one that you love. So anytime you want us to make things more special for you, that's what we're here for. It's what we love the most. So reach out to us either in the order notes with your orders or to care@Lindstrom.com, and we've got you. Okay, I think it's time to just dive in. So I figured with each of these, I'm just going to show you in the box what you get and how I use it. So we'll begin with the Pendulum Potion. Today, I'm going to largely do what I don't want you to do, which is I'm going to use everything all at once. And I can do this, one, because I know that each one of these formulas is perfectly compatible with me. Why? Because I made them for me. You're not me. So when you get home, again, one-by-one introductions, it's very important. I'm going to begin, I'm just going to wash my hands before I touch my face. And with the Pendulum Potion, you begin with dry skin. And you can use the Pendulum Potion either as a cleanse. It's, in the simplest terms, this is an oil cleanser. The full size is 100 milliliters, looks like this. The mini is 6 milliliters, looks like this. You can see it's got a beautiful greenish brown color. You can probably see the little flecks of cacao in the vial. You see that? It's super beautiful. And I'm just going to use this from here. So with each of these, you can reference this on the website as well. If you go to the Chocolate Boxes product page at lindstrom.com, it will break down exactly how much is in each vial, how many uses you can expect. So I'll tell you here, but it's all referenceable there also. So 6 milliliters, which is around 7 cleanses if you're using approximately 3 droppers. Okay, get that? So 1 dropper, 2 dropper, 3 droppers. Okay, you got that? So approximately 3 droppers spread between the palms. I can do this about 7 times with the Pendulum Potion in that little sample. Okay, so it goes between the palms. If I had makeup on, I would, well, first I like to just get the oil evenly distributed. So I go over the forehead, cheeks, nose, chin, down. If this was evening and I had eye makeup on, I would leave the eye makeup where it is first. I'd go around. I would first cleanse the skin and remove that part, and then I'd come back and I'd do the eye area. Again, go watch the Pendulum Potion live for all of the tips on the Pendulum Potion. I'm going to show you a quickie of each of these. Okay, so I've got that everywhere. It smells amazing. Oh, it's just the best smell. Last night I couldn't sleep. I was just, I don't know, mind spinning everywhere, nerves and anxiousness and chattery brain. And so before bed, I just did the Pendulum Potion. And these oils ground me like no other. The scent, the process of rubbing these nourishing, fatty, gentle oils in. Okay, so the key with the Pendulum Potion is a steamy cloth. I'm going to use this one today. It's a prototype of something that I'm working on. You can also use our previous cloths. If you have these, they're wonderful and soft. If you just have a soft, just classic hand towel, that works great too. I prefer a hand towel or a larger size over a classic small washcloth. And you'll see why in a second. Here's a tip. It's really important to use a hot, steamy cloth with the Pendulum Potion. The key is to take the steam and have it melt into your skin. I'm going to show you. But if you're like me, I could run my sink forever and it's never going to get hot enough, and it will use so much water. And I can't in good conscience do that. So what I always do, I fill my just electric tea kettle with water. I'm just going to fill a bowl with that hot water. If you're doing this, it's nice to pour some of your hot water into a cup of tea. Let the tea steep while you have your nice cleansing ritual. There's something about a steamy cloth that always makes me feel just a little extra fancy. It's like going on, like, I imagine somewhere where you'd be served a silver platter of hot steamy towels or something. I've never actually had that experience, but I imagine it would feel amazing. So what I do, I take the cloth, I actually just fully saturate it in the water. You see this? So fully saturated into the hot water. Use a tea kettle if you don't want to use all the world's water. Squeeze out the excess. And what you're doing, the reason you want a bigger towel is you want this layered up. So you want to be able to actually cover your entire face and neck. And we stay. Press and hold. Okay, that's why you use a big one. The reason being, you're not actually rubbing and scrubbing your skin at all. What you're doing is using the heat and steam of the cloth to take the oils from the Pendulum Potion, which are bonding with the oils on your skin, and any makeup, environmental debris, pollution, sunscreen, whatever you have, it bonds it all together into one unit. And then the hot steam comes in, melts those layers together, and you can sweep them away real nice and gently. And that's it. It's just a quick sweep. I don't want you rubbing and scrubbing your skin with a cloth. Personally, my skin hates to be rubbed with a cloth, and so I am always using a cloth just as a way to deliver that heat and steam and softness, soften up the skin. And then rinse. Always a final rinse after. Okay, and that's it. That is the Pendulum Potion. So again, this is what the full size would look like. Here is the mini, 6 milliliters. It's about 7 uses, just like I showed you. Okay, and now, next up, the honey mud. I've made my hands too slippery. Okay. So I actually want to show you this. So when you open the little jars, they have a little plastic lid inside. Some of you throw these out. Try not to. I know that they're a little bit annoying. A little piece of white plastic is not the most attractive thing, I know. But without this, you have a little bit less air protection. So if you're going to use these up quickly, not a big deal. But if this is going to be sitting around for a bit, or you're going to keep dipping out of the same pot week after week, rather than using it all the way through and refilling it, just keep in mind that, especially with the honey mud, the texture will become a little bit denser the longer they stay in these pots. So these are an air guard. Keep them on there. You can just put it with the lid when you take it off, and not a big deal. The honey mud, 5 milliliters, looks like this when you open it. The full size looks like this. On the full size, I want you to see, here's mine. You can see the cacao oleo resin within it. That's normal. And I'm just gonna go in like this for about a cleansing amount. So I love my skin wet, but I bet I talk too much, so I'm gonna splash again. Okay, so to use the honey mud as a cleanser, so this size, this 5 milliliter, is approximately 7 blueberry size cleanses. So about like this. So this mini of the honey mud will be about 7 uses of this size, or doubled up, about half as many to do a mask. So I'm going to show you real quick to do it as a cleanser. You'll take that plump amount, you massage it right into your wet skin. See, completely wet, dripping. And as soon as it goes in, this turns to a milk, you can see. You see that? Silky, milky, feels super good. Okay. And again, about 7 uses here on wet skin, or if I was going to do the honey mud as a mask, and the only time you'll ever see me dry my face is if I'm going to go in on a mask on clean skin. Okay. So to do the honey mud as a mask, it's about double, because I really want to get a nice, rich amount to be able to get a great layer. So this time on dry skin, you'll see it stays more of a pudding texture rather than turning to a milk. With the honey mud, when you're introducing this, again, make sure and reference the post-purchase emails, and definitely check out the live as well. It is normal with the honey mud to experience some warming and tingling. For some people, this is a lot. For some people, it's not at all. For some people, they just go, it feels like pudding. What are you talking about? Other people go, my face turned completely red and it's hot. Normal, totally normal. But there's a lot of things to consider. What other products you're using, if you're using a retinol, if you're using any kind of alpha hydroxy acids, if you're using any kind of other acids or active products in general, any kind of prescription items, time in the sun, time in the wind, any kind of acne flare-up going on, any kind of sensitivity. These are just really important things for us to know about as you dive in. So, personalized care, my loves. care@lindstrom.com. Reach out to us as you explore. We want you to. We want to talk about all these things. We want you to have the very, very best experience with us. Okay, I could leave that on as long as I want. It can be anywhere for a few minutes up to an hour with the honey mud, whatever feels good to you. There's also lots and lots of ways to mix and match with this one. The honey mud mixed with the problem solver is just about the most delicious thing I can imagine, next to the honey mud with the clean dirt, which is equally divine. So lots to get into there. Go to the lives. I'll show you how to blend everything, all the different ways. I'm going to rinse. And you'll see it turns to milk the second it hit my face. How's everybody doing? Let's see if I missed anything I should get to in these in-betweens. There's good reminders for me to breathe too. Oh yeah, someone says the honey mud and then the problem solver over it, best mask ever. Absolutely. If I wasn't showing you each of these individually, I'd show you that. But you can see me do that in the honey mud live and also the problem solver live. I demoed in both of those along with how to mix them and different ratios, talked about all those things. So please, please check those out. Your life will never be the same. Those, as amazing as the honey mud is on its own, as amazing as the problem solver is on its own, those two together, I don't know, they're another planet. Oh, someone says, now I need to order another chocolate box because I didn't know about saving the package. Yes! Oh, I saw somebody post the other day, they were traveling and they had just used the Used Do Mini on the plane and then they just tossed the little vial, and I about cried. One, because they're so dang cute. Fill these with everything. Give them to all the little children in your life if you're not going to keep them. But also, they're refillable. They're refillable. They're glass and they're adorable. And even their little vials are glass. They're so sweet. Don't throw these away. Refill them over and over and over again. That's why we use glass. Do you recommend to refrigerate? No, there's no reason to refrigerate the chocolate box. Beautiful. Lots of you who started with the chocolate box. It's so nice to hear. That makes me so happy. It was really a feat to get these in a way that I was proud of, in a way that I knew you would actually use and actually refill and could really bring benefit and wouldn't just end up garbage in the landfill somewhere. It's really tricky to do this in a way that is sustainable and refillable and actual glass and sizing where you can get a real use out of something. So thank you. Thank you for using this. Thank you for sharing it. Okay, we're gonna move on to the clean dirt. And the clean dirt, I want to talk about portioning, because both the clean dirt and the problem solver, this is where I run into my own desires around size. So one of the reasons why the problem solver, for example, is so huge, 250 milliliters, by the way. So the average beauty treatment mask on the market is 50 milliliters. 50. This is 250. That's 5 times as big. And it's a powder. And so it's activated fresh. It puffs up into a mousse. I give you so much product in these sizes. And so with the minis, for me to give you enough for you to really experience something, I'd have to give you like what is usually given to you in other people's full sizes. Because I want you to experiment, I want you to play, I want you to learn, I want you to not be so delicate about exploring. But I also know that this is expensive products, and getting the best experience from the start is important. And that's also why I kind of harp on, go back and watch the lives for each of these blends as you introduce them, because you only get a couple of chances with a couple of them. So with the clean dirt, you'll see it's filled here. So this is 10 milliliters. It's a pretty good amount. The full size, for reference, is 200 milliliters. And what that translates to is about 2 exfoliation portions that are ideal for face only, or 1 super treatment, really nice and rich and fizzy and moussey for a full treatment. So I realize, especially when you are first trying a new product, it's nice to use it more than once. I get the reality of that. And so I want you to be able to use it more than once, but that means you need to get those 2 uses just perfect. And with the problem solver, I'll go there next. I really recommend you use it just once. I know it's a bummer. Ask for that as your sample. Request that as your sample with any other order if you want to try it more than once. Add on the brush if you want to try additional samples. I'm just going to use a measuring spoon. So I'm using a teaspoon measuring spoon. You can just use this from your kitchen. With the clean dirt, I want to give you 2 uses. So I'm going to use this in half. I'm going to use a half a portion. So there's about 2 teaspoons in this jar, just slightly, barely under. So using your teaspoon measuring spoon from your kitchen, use half. I recommend measuring it over the bowl that you're going to mix in. So if you have any fallout, it just goes in there, not a big deal. I'm using our treatment bowl. I do recommend this so much because it keeps the mess inside the bowl. The brush is really helpful, really, really useful for getting the moussey texture. Okay, equal parts water. And again, you just use your measuring spoon. If you had a little bit less than to the rim of your measuring spoon, match it with the water. The goal is just 50-50. So if you had a slightly bigger portion, your first use, and a smaller portion, the second use, that's fine. Just keep your ratios of the powder and the water the same. So I measured out just shy of 1 teaspoon of the Clean Dirt's powder and equal parts water. Drop that right into the bowl. And I'm going to show you this coming together. It makes this fizzy, moussey, puffy texture. Can you hear it? I always hear it. But this, fluffy, puffy, moussey. The best. So often, actually I'm just gonna put this on and then I'll show you. I'm gonna actually slide this back in the bowl because with the clean dirt especially, I want my skin to be really, really soft before I go in. So if you watch the live on the clean dirt, and if you're going to watch any deep dive live before diving into a product, the clean dirt, absolutely don't use the clean dirt without watching that live. It's super important. Okay, but what you'll see in there is I never do this at the sink. I'm doing it with you on rare occasion. If I can't get into the shower, I will do the clean dirt at the sink. But the most important part is prep your skin first. We've already done the Pendulum Potion. We've already done the honey mud, so I'm already nice and softened up. It's feeling pretty good. But if I was in the shower, there's that moment where your skin gets really nice and soft and squishy like a sponge. You want that. You don't want your outside skin that just gets into the shower and still feels dry and protective and like an outside layer. You want to feel all opened up and mushy. So I'm going to try and replicate that at the sink as best as I can, as quick as I can. 1 second. So ideally, you spend a little bit more time like that, and then you come in, going back in. Also, if you have a bowl and you don't want to do your mixing in your palm, which I also demonstrate in the Clean Dirt Live, you can bring your bowl with your pre-mixed treatment ready to go. Just set it outside your shower, then you can scoop in like I just did. You don't have to fuss with it in there if you don't want to. So then the clean dirt just goes on. Massage it around. In this one, it is also, it's warming, it's tingly, it's getting into all of the dead skin. So normal for it to feel a little tingly, even a little bit itchy, especially if you have congestion or dryness. All normal. Keep breathing. I find it useful to concentrate on whatever is feeling the most pleasurable. So if I'm feeling this and I'm also feeling kind of tingling and itchy and warmth and things that make me go, ah, is this okay? I also will concentrate on what's it smell like? What's my skin feel like? Am I noticing any rough spots? What am I feeling when I get into these areas? Is there anywhere that can use extra attention? Is it congested areas under the chin? Is it dead skin where the sun hits? What's going on for you today? Okay. I'm going to leave this for 1 second while I see. All of you. Yeah, so good to resurface the skin. It's amazing, especially if you wear makeup. Everything sits on there so much better. I just can't even imagine putting on foundation without the clean dirt. When I, a lifetime ago, was working as a makeup artist, the clean dirt on set was magical. And don't worry, yes, I will always save all the lives so you can play them back. What's best for sun damage pigmentation? This. The clean dirt. So good for brightening, for decongestion, for discoloration, hyperpigmentation. All of the different sunspots, all of the little spots that remain behind after you've had a pimple clear. So good. Any kind of discoloration, the clean dirt is your go-to. Okay, so I've got that on. Again, in the shower, you could try this other ways. I like the clean dirt blended with the Pendulum Potion, that first aromatic, beautiful, sensual grounding oil from step 1. The Pendulum Potion and the clean dirt together is amazing. The Pendulum Potion, the clean dirt and the honey mud together, also amazing. So many different ways you can mix here. I'm gonna rinse. I just want to pause to say, I want this to be an example of why you don't do this at the sink. I know that if I'm demoing it at the sink, in your brains, it'll be like, oh, you can do this at the sink. But I'm just going to state again, I almost never do this at the sink. I will tell you all down my shirt right now. I've got the clean dirt down there. I've got water down there. I've got all kinds of things down there. I'm not clean yet. I can still feel it's in my nose, it's around my ears, in my hairline. So I'm not trying to dissuade you from the clean dirt. I'm trying to dissuade you from doing it at the sink. Because, again, go watch the live for the clean dirt. I did it in my underwear, in my shower. It was the first live I ever did because it was so important to me to show you how to do it for real. For real. And in the shower, I wouldn't be done here, even if I was splashing for a few more minutes. What I'd be doing is I'd be turning into the water stream. The water stream would be coming down. I'd have my fingertips. I'd turn into the water hits the forehead. All of this rinses away literally in less than 10 seconds. It's completely gone. It's the easiest to rinse thing ever, but it really helps to be facing into the water itself, using your fingertips as you face into the stream to massage, getting off the extra dead skin, going all the way down, clear it all out. And then after you've fully rinsed, you go back in with your fingertips, and on your clean skin, you keep rubbing and massaging like this. And again, watch this in the video in the shower, because I'm never gonna do it correctly at the sink. But when you do this, you're going back to those areas that you already identified as being clogged or feeling some texture. This is where you take that information that you glean from using your fingertips. So you go back in, and for me, I will find those areas where you can feel the dead skin, and then you can concentrate on them a little bit. It's not pulling and tugging at your skin exactly, but there's this rolling motion, and you will feel the dead skin actually start to lift away. When that happens, you stay there until the texture shifts and you can rinse it all away. It's amazing. It happens in the shower. Go do it. Okay? One more rinse for sanity here. And then, oh, that was sweet. Oh yeah, refill empties and pass on to friends to try. That is such a sweet and generous idea and such a great idea. If you are trying the chocolate box for yourself and you love it, and then after you've treated yourself to the full size, you can fill these back up. And also, I always recommend doing that anyway. If you, okay, let's just say, so this last weekend, I went out of town to the mountains with my mom to go spend some time in the snow, and I made my way through the clean dirt. Okay, so my clean dirt is empty. That's good. So when I come home from a trip, even if it's not empty, I will use it for the next couple of days or until I've made my way through. Why? Because you want this to be fresh. If you go away for a couple of days, and let's say you have a week's worth of treatments in each of these little vials, If you go away for just a few days, then you have half of your container left. But now it's not fresh anymore, and you've exposed air to it, you've opened it, you've messed around with it. Maybe you're not going to pull out your travel minis again for another 6 months, another year. Who knows? You put them on a shelf, you forget about them. So use it. Come home from your weekend, come home from your night away, or from just your discovery process. You use the clean dirt sample, you fall in love, you've only used part of it, you get the full size, finish your mini. Finish your mini, clean it out, dry it out, refill it, and then it can be ready for you to go on your next travels, or pass it on. Pass it on to a friend, a neighbor, your kids as teachers, somebody you love, somebody who needs a little love for themselves. Okay, so I've got that. The problem solver. Next up. The problem solver, 10 milliliters, comes like this. Again, it's got your little cap on there, just set it aside. 10 milliliters. And when you get this, so with the last one, with the clean dirt, I did half and half. I did about a teaspoon, so I did half of the jar. The problem solver and the clean dirt have the same size jars. And I don't want you to split this one in two. You can do it if you really want to. If it's really important to you to try this twice, then split it in half. Use a teaspoon measuring spoon, use a teaspoon for both, do your treatments that way. Personally, I want to do the problem solver all the way. I want to have the best possible experience that I have, and you get one shot. So when you look in here, what I want you to look at is where the level of fill is, and it's generally right at the neck. So you want to note your fill line. Everything settles a little bit in shipping, and so, if you just like tap it down, you can see how much it fills to. So it fills right to that neck. We're gonna do equal parts. So when you're using the full container, you actually don't need to measure. You can use your eyes. So you can use the full, drop it into your bowl. Nice and easy. And then all I'm going to do is remember that same fill line. Use your water, this is just water, and I'm just filling it back up to the same fill line, okay? Into the bowl, easy peasy. And mix. And that's it. In just a few seconds, what was that, 8 seconds? You get this rich, luscious, bubbly, fizzy awesomeness. And this isn't all of it, there's more in the bowl, so I'll show you. Just going to brush it right on. So on clean skin, and this can be completely dry, slightly damp, or wet, your preference for the problem solver. And I just brush it on. Big sweeps to get it on to start. I feel like a superhero. And it will seem like there is a lot in your bowl. There is. That's on purpose. So what you're doing is applying a nice rich layer to concentrate the blood flow and all of the actives. And I like to take this at least this far down my neck, if not further, because for me, this is the area that gets congested. And that happens more if I'm trying to rinse over the sink, things aren't rinsing correctly, I'm accumulating buildup along the jawline. It also just happens just naturally. That can be a spot for a lot of people. Under the nose, lip area, the brush really helps. And I do end up pretty close to the eye area, and so I just want to mention to be careful there. There are some warming spices and herbs in here. You don't want this in your eye. And it is very normal, again, to feel warming, tingling, heat. This is a warming correcting mask. There are a number of warming spices, salts, clays, all kinds of beautiful healing herbs in this one. This is one of my oldest formulas, one of my very, very favorites. I've been using this 2 or 3 times a week for over 15 years. It is my, I don't even know what I would do without the Problem Solver. It's pretty incredible. Okay, so you leave that on. This can stay on. Ideally, for most people, I will recommend that you leave this on for 30 to 45 minutes or until fully dry. If you've only got time for a quick treatment, you can leave it on for 10 minutes, rinse it off. However, if you are feeling heat, if you are feeling tingling, really important, if you want to remove it, if you have the time, I'd say don't. If it's feeling hot and intense, know that it is most hot and intense 5 to 10 minutes after application, because it takes a moment for the herbs and all of these spices to get into your skin and to begin doing their active work. When that happens, for some people, it can feel fairly intense. It's okay. Keep breathing. It's just like when you have a spicy meal and you can feel that tingle on your lips. It's not going to hurt you, but that sensation is real. So just feel it and be with it and stay there. When you're ready to rinse, either at the end of your treatment time when everything is all dry and ready to go, or if you've only got 10 minutes, it's time to get out your day, go back into the shower. And again, don't do this at your sink. I don't even know if I want to attempt it here, but I'm going to, because I'll have to get to the blue cocoon and the youth dew somehow. But otherwise, avoid doing this at your sink at all costs. It will make a huge mess. You will spend more time cleaning it up than you ever will if you just do a quick reset in the shower. This, turned under the stream, face in like this, chin up, eyes closed, massage with your fingertips right into the water. This will be gone in 10 seconds. 10 seconds. At your sink, 5 minutes plus 10 minutes to clean up. At your shower, 10 seconds, full body reset, whole thing. Get in there with your fingertips. It rinse really well. Get it all off, and then you can go in with your oils to follow. I'm not going to be able to let this dry because we'll run out of time, and I still have more to show you. But I wanted you to see, this is what the full looks like. I did end up using the entire thing. There's a little bit more left on my brush. If I was alone, I would remove my shirt. I would get this all over my neck and chest. It's great to do the back of your neck, back of your arms. Wonderful to treat your armpits. I know it sounds silly. It's amazing. You will thank me. Your deodorants will work better. Everything will work better. You can put this all over the place. Love yourself up. Get in the shower. Rinse it all off. Great reset. If you wanted to make that into 2 portions, you can see this is super generous. I want this opaque. If you make this super light, I actually want to show you. I'm going to let this sit for 1 second. I want to show you 2 quick things. The clean dirt. This was the last one. Most people, when they use this, they take a bottle like this, they pour, some really small amount in their palm like this. They add a little water like this. They go like this, and then they use that. This is awful. This is not the fluffy, fizzy mousse thing that I showed you. And same thing with the Problem Solver. If you underportion, you're gonna end up with something that instead of being thick and rich and mousse-like, is more like this. And it's rough and it's gritty and it doesn't feel good, and it's not going to it's not going to hold you in the way that the Problem Solver and the Cleaner are designed to do. So portioning is really important. Don't skimp. You're only cheating yourself. I'm gonna rinse. And that, my friends, is as good as we get in the sink. I'm gonna go straight in. I know we're getting short on time. I'm gonna go straight into the Blue Cocoon. Because if this was all I ever did, I'd still be the happiest I could be. Okay, Blue Cocoon, 5 milliliters. Super cutie mini. These are the best. I carry this with me everywhere I go. So this contains approximately 10 blueberry-sized portions, about like this. Scoop in. This is my daily amount. It's a pretty good amount, like that. Okay, so fully wet skin. This lasts for about 5 days, used twice daily, or about 10 days, used once daily. I'd say it lasts 5 days. If you're not me, it may last you significantly more. I have people tell me all the time that they use that little mini for weeks, and then I tell them, go watch the Blue Cocoon live. Get it on your skin, get it all the way in. That's the Blue Cocoon. 5 milliliters, 10 blueberry-sized portions, 5 days. Used to. Cutest mini on the planet. This is 2 milliliters. It looks itty bitty. It is. Each vial holds approximately 5 2-dropper portions. So 1 dropper, 2 dropper, about like this. So that's a good amount. So you can do that about 5 times. Between your palms, into the skin. You can do this over the Blue Cocoon. You could blend this with the Blue Cocoon in your palm together. You can't go wrong. I always like to go in with whichever first is most vital. So for me personally, on days when my skin is feeling sensitive or red, I go in with the Blue Cocoon first. If I'm feeling more finicky, breakout prone, I go in with the Used To first, paying attention to lines, Used To first. I end up being a combination of all the things, so I personally most often blend them together. The Jasmine Garden, 5 milliliters. This mini mister will spritz approximately 75 times. So around 5 times per use. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Who's kidding? I like more. 5 times per use. This will last about 15 uses. If you're like me and you use more, it'll last less. But still, 15 uses of the Jasmine Garden. That's plenty of time for you to fall in love and know it's time for the full bottle. So I like to finish with the Jasmine Garden, going over the Blue Cocoon and the Used To, massaging everything together is one. Oh, so good. You can go back in. I always like to finish Blue Cocoon a little around the eyes, extra. Obviously I was already there, but I like to leave a little extra right over the top. Bit more Jasmine Garden. And there we go. That was my full, complete, everything facial care ritual. Our core collection, housed in the chocolate box, refillable mini glass vials and jars. Keep it for years, refill it, pass it on, gift to someone you love, be the someone you love. Super excited for for you to experience the chocolate box. I'm fairly certain it's going to cut me off at some point. So if it does, thank you. Until then, someone asked, how do you suggest cleansing and refreshing after a workout without overworking your skin? First, before you go into your workout, when I first wake up in the morning, the very first thing that I do, no water, no nothing, just keep a blue cocoon and a jasmine garden by your bed. When you wake up in the morning, very first thing, just put a little bit of blue cocoon around your eyes, your nose, your lips, a little bit of the jasmine garden over your face. Get up, go about your day. If you work out, go work out like that. After the gym, then do your morning cleanse. If you prefer to do a full morning cleanse when you first wake up, and then you're just wondering what to do after the gym, now that you've done a full morning cleanse, after the gym, rinse really well in the shower. You could reach for the honey mud in there if you really feel like you want to get as much off as possible. Otherwise, you could just finish, rinse, blue cocoon, and or the youth dew, plus the jasmine garden, good to go. The jasmine garden at the gym is a lifesaver for resetting skin that's sweaty, that's irritated. Super good. What products would you suggest combining with prescription retinol for anti-aging? I encourage you to visit Lindstrom.com, the Explore Skin Rituals tab. You will see 10 step-by-step rituals there, everything ranging from oily and acne skin to maturing skin, pregnancy, men's care, congestion, hyperpigmentation, discoloration, so many different things. And there is a graceful aging page there for you as well to support you in your glorious self in the years and decades to come. Can I wear SPF with your products? Of course, of course. After you've cleansed, after you've finished all of your beautiful oils and the jasmine garden, just go in with your SPF, give it a few minutes for everything to sink in and go about your day. Let's see if there's any more from you. And yes, to all of you who joined late, this will be saved. And none of your comments will be on there because that's how Instagram works. So come back, share the love. If this is helpful for you, share with friends, invite them. I'll be here every week or as often as I can to be with all of you. Really, this is the highlight of my week. Such a pleasure to share the chocolate box with you. Look, we did them all. Isn't that sweet? Okay, and again, when these are empty, fill them back up. Swap it out. Let this be a living, loving library of skincare for you. I'm so, so excited to share our world with you. Thank you for being here. Go out and love on yourselves. The world needs you.